Hello students. So in this video, I am going to explain about the implementation of message digest using SHA-1 algorithm. So let us, before going to the programming part, so you need to know about the methodologies and mechanisms followed in the hash algorithms. Okay, so let us go to the uh, mechanism. Okay, first of all you are going to know what is about hash function. Okay, so hash function is nothing but it is a mathematical function that covers a numerical input value into another compressed value. So the output of a hash function is nothing but a value which are compressed. Okay, so you need to compress so that you can use hash function. So the input to the hash function is of any length, but the output is of fixed length. So see the diagram, you can understand. This is a hash function. You can make an input of any arbitrary length, but the output is of fixed length. So the value returned by the hash value is termed as message digest. So what is meant by message digest? The value returned by the hash function, that is a fixed length. No, that the h is the hash value is called message digest. So the question itself tells the you can use implementation of SHA-1 algorithm, because SHA-1 algorithm gives an answer that answer is known as a message digest, that is a hash value. Okay, so some of the features and mechanisms we need to know about hash. Okay, so the fixed length output, the hash value returns the fixed length output. Okay, that is important. So arbitrary length of a fixed length, it converts the data of arbitrary length of fixed length. Okay, that is termed as hashing the data. Okay, so in always the hash data is smaller than the input data because it uses compression functions. Okay, so compression functions. Okay, so since hash is smaller representation of a larger data, it is referred to as digest. Digest means nothing but we are eating something, we are digesting. No, so that mechanism will be told here. That is nothing but the larger data is taken and it is digested by the compression function, and the minimum than the larger data will be given as a output, that is hash value. Hash function with the n bit output is referred to as n bit hash function. So there are around, it generates around 160 to 512 bits as output values. Okay, how efficiency is generally any hash function h with output x, computation of hx is fast operation. So nothing but hash function output, it gives for a different input, for a same input while running different times, it gives different outputs. So that is the use in the hash values. So the say for a same input, if you run another time, it gives another output. Okay, there are many features. No, two they may equal, two different output will give the same hash value. It may. Okay, the answer may differ or the answer may same. So we cannot predict whether this input output, the hash, this is the input and this is a particular predicted value for a particular output. Okay, so we doesn't fix like this. Okay, computationally hash functions are much faster than a symmetric encryption. Okay, So what is a property is nothing but, so why we are all studying means actually this is an important, we need to know about what is hash function and what are the methodologies followed in the hash function. So that knowing this only you can understand better about the hash function, right? Okay. So pre-image resistance is nothing but it is different, is very hard to reverse. I told no, uh, uh, it is not mandatory that this fixed input will give this fixed output. So the output may same, the input may differ. Any the output, the input for a different input, we may get a same hash value. So it is very hard to predict the by knowing the hash value. If we know the hash value, it is difficult to predict the source. What is the input is. So the input may the hash function can produce different hash values or same hash values for a different input or the same input, okay, at a particular time. Okay, so that is what pre-image resistance is that. Okay, so the attacker is difficult to predict, difficult to find input. Second, pre-image resistance is it is hard to find the different input with the same hash. So by knowing the hash value you cannot uh, okay, so by knowing the same hash value, if you get a hash value, it is very difficult to find the what the input is. Okay, so the image. So if you know the input, you cannot predict the hash value. If you know the hash value, you cannot predict the input. So that is was the important property behind the hash functions. Okay, collision resistance means this property means it should be hard to find two different input of any length that results in the same hash value. So if by knowing the hash value you cannot predict the input. So that is collision free hash functions. So at a time it is very hard to find the different input of any length that result in the same hash. Okay, so this is what the properties, and see how the hash works. So the hash function takes different data blocks and it gives the hash value. So what is the size of a data block? The size of the data block may 180 to 128 bits to 512 bits. So it the bit changes. 1 second. So the different the data block of 128 bit and 512 bit, the mathematical function hash function gives output as a hash value. Okay, see, hash algorithm involves rounds of above hash functions like block cipher. Each round takes the input of fixed size, typically a combination of a both message block and the output of a last round. Nothing but what here is trying to say is like DES algorithm. DES and AES algorithm we already explained. No, so what it takes different, it take the different blocks and it encrypts using hash functions. So one hash function's output will be given as an input to another hash functions. So there are around many rounds. We see though there are 8 rounds. We no about 79 rounds. We watched 16 to 79 rounds. Likewise, here also many rounds are there inside the function. So after encrypting it, we will get a hash value. So we will see in below. See, uh, we are getting a value. We are getting a message, and it is encrypted with the hash function. The one hash function output will be given as an input to the another hash function. The different blocks are divided. The plain text are divided into different blocks. The single blocks are encrypted with the hash function by the answer given by the previous hash function. So likewise, the rounds taken. So we will give. So we will get the final hash value after completing the all rounds. So nothing but the first message block becomes an input to the second hash operation. So this is known as avalanche effect. See, so due to this avalanche effect, we can get different data for a different time. when we run data many more times, we can get different data. Even a single bit changes, we will get a different hash value, because if a message block changes, the value changes, the hash function value changes, so it is the answer will be given to the another block, so this value also changes, so the continuous changes takes place, so that the final value also changes. Okay, this is the security um, uh, improvement behind the hash function. Okay. Okay, so what are the hash functions are using? So that is the important thing. What is hash function? Hash function, hash function. So process of hash function is how the message will be broken up and how the results from the previous blocks are chained together. So hash function, what the hash function is doing is, the different messages are splitted into blocks of 128 bits and 512 bits. So they are individually processed, and one output will be given as input to the another block, so up to the completion of a rounds. Okay, so what type of function means MD5? So message MD, the popular hash function is MD2, MD4, MD5, MD6 are known as hash functions. See, it depends upon the RFC 1321. It is an 128 hash functions. So I told 128 bit and 512 bit. Likewise, it process the 128 bits. So this is an 128 bit hash function. Likewise, the secure hash function SHA is also a hash function. Okay, so secure hash function. So SHA-0, SHA-1, SHA-2, SHA-3 are a different hash function. It processes 160 bits function. So it is a 160 bit functions. So there are much more than SHA-2 family, SHA-1 family. See, SHA-2 384, SHA-224 likewise. SHA-3 also is there. So there are so many hash functions. So Whirlpool is a 512 bit hash functions. Okay, understood? So it is only it is used for a password storage for all the login password. What the application behind the hash function is, if you want to, if you the server stores your password in the form of hash value. If the attacker or anyone who got through the password, that the password will be in the form of hash, so they cannot find the real password, because the hash value, by knowing the hash value, it is very hard to predict the value, predict the input, right? So so it is for mainly used for storing the password and all. So what is how the I told no compression, what the compression is taking place, how the hash works, that is the important. So how the hash work is informed here. So see, there are different blocks are converted into A, B, C, D, E. So the A, B, C, D, E, the different what happens is, the left rotation, the left shift and right shift are happening. We are periodically left shift and right shift the operations. After left shift and right shift, we perform many operation. So the many modular operations. After getting a modular operations, the key values are substituted, and the values are swapped again. So after that only we will get the value. See, the ABCD represents the 32-bit words of state. So it represents the 32-bit. F is a nonlinear function. F is a nonlinear function that varies. Okay, so compression functions, WT is known as a round, nothing but a round function. How many rounds need to form, and KT is a round constant. So this symbol explains about the modulo operation. Modulo in the sense 2 power 32 modulo. Okay, right. Okay, so this is about the check applications. So before going to the program, it is easy to view in the form of pseudocode. Okay, so see the pseudocode. So initialize the variables. So everything will be got in the form of hexadecimal values. There are 5 hexadecimal values and the message length in bits. Okay, initializing the variables, nothing but initializing the hash values. So there are, we will take 5 hash values. The message m1 has a message length in bits, multiples of a number of bits, and we need to pre-process by converting it into one 512 bit or a 64 bit and all. So we need to check with the conditions. So after checking with the conditions, um, we can whether it will be the 5 multiple 512 bit chunks or otherwise. So depends upon the diagram. So in this I already informed the messages are divided into blocks, and will be left rotated and right rotated, and it will be modulo operation will be performed with the many rounds on the keys and the functions. After that only the hash value will generate. So here also the same thing. So see, um, so here also the same thing continues. The the XOR operation is performed between the keys on the rounds, and it is left rotated. So and it is left rotated, and the initial hash value will be found, and it will be again, and it will be checked, and will be checked, and again it is XORed. So it is XORed. So different checks are performed XORed oftenly, and it is left rotated, and after the left rotated, and it is convoluted, and it is converged, and the left shift takes place oftenly periodically, so that only we can find the final initial value. So the pseudocode mainly depends upon this diagram. So the different blocks are they are taken, and the are taken, and this operations will be performed. Left rotation operations will be performed, and the XOR operations will be performed. After that the value will be directly to the rotation, the value will generate. Okay, so this is about the execution of a SHA-1 algorithm. Okay, thank you.